and your health. Enjoy live interviews and solo sessions with experts in business and health, featuring your host, Dr. Rosa. Let's get into today's episode. Welcome to In Your Business with Dr. Alex, where we get all up in your business and your health. Enjoy live interviews and solo sessions with experts in business and health, featuring your host, Dr. Rosa. Let's get into today's episode.
Hey everybody, welcome to today's episode of In Your Business with Dr. Alex. Today's episode is titled, It Shouldn't Be a Secret. And so today's episode is really based upon several conversations that I've been having recently with clients. And it all revolves around peer pressure, judgment, relationships, when it comes to their health and these social situations that we get put in where we feel like we have to lie, make an excuse, come up with some kind of story or tale about why we are not engaging in X, Y, and Z behavior. So it can come up with drinking, with alcohol, it can come up with food, it can come up with different types of activities that maybe we're being invited to. So it's all around those judgments and the excuses and the stories. And what do we tell people when we are changing our health, when we're saving our life, right? When we've decided that enough is enough and we want to take back control of our bodies and our health. But we feel like we got to keep it a secret and we got to lie and make stories about it. And this is where so much stress and so much anxiety, and it's just exhausting to try to live these two lives, right? We're trying to live this life, and I actually want to say frequency, right? We're trying to operate in two different frequencies. So one frequency is, I want to, I have to come up with these excuses, these stories. I can't really tell people the truth because what are they going to say? I'm going to have to come up with a story about why I'm doing this, and I have to justify myself, right? I have to justify it. Versus the frequency of, I'm making these choices, and this is the decision that I've made because I love myself, I am honoring myself, I'm living a new life, I'm saving my life, I'm honoring my body by not engaging in X, Y, and Z anymore. And these two frequencies, they cannot coexist, right? We cannot have this frequency of denial and lies and excuses, and then this frequency of love and desire and hope and success, right? These two frequencies don't vibe, but that's the life that we're trying to lead. And that is why so many people have, and maybe why you've even experienced a lot of issues with sticking with something when you've decided to try something in the past and it just hasn't been sustainable for you. And there's a lot of reasons why things are not sustainable, right? There's various reasons why things are not sustainable. But one of the most common ones that I see is people are trying to live like these two different lives. They're still trying to hang out with the same people and do the same things and engage in the same types of behaviors while they're trying to make changes in their life. And so often these behaviors and these routines and these people, this environment have really created who you are in the moment of wanting to change your health, right? They've caused you to have certain health problems or see something in the mirror that you're not happy with or get a new diagnosis, whatever it might be. Those things have caused you to be in this situation now, and you can't continue to engage in that and do that and then want to see these different results. It's too much friction. It's too much too much conflict, two different frequencies to be living on. They cannot coexist. So if you're listening to this and you're getting a little bit of an aha or some insight, definitely leave an emoji, or later on after this broadcast is done, reach out to me privately, send me a message and let me know, oh, that was an aha for me. I'm all about ahas and insight, especially when it comes to your health, because there's so much more than eating a certain way and exercising. There's so much more that goes into it. So how can we kind of overcome this? How can we overcome these two frequencies, these two lives that we're trying to live, right? It's really about becoming. It's about acting as if. And I had a really great interview with my friend Ruby Garcia the other day where we talked about overcoming imposter syndrome and acting as if. So definitely go back and listen or watch that video. It was excellent. I love her so much. But it really does flow nicely into this. And we kind of talked about it a little bit in that episode of you have to step into this new version of yourself now, this new future version that you see of yourself that has implemented all these new behaviors consistently. You have to be that person now. You have to act as if. You have to make your wishes and your wants and your desires known. You have to demand it. You have to take up space and not be fucking apologetic about it. You absolutely have to. You know, one of my clients brought up this really great point of one of her friends is vegetarian. And she said, when they go out and they go to parties, you know, people are always certain to have vegetarian options for her because they know she's vegetarian. Same thing with somebody who has a gluten allergy. If they're going to a party, somebody will have, you know, gluten-free options for them. You know, people make accommodations for you, but you feel like because you're trying to do this, that you don't want people to make special accommodations for you. And you're just trying to, again, live these two different lives when the vegetarian has no qualms about letting people know that he or she does not eat meat no more. Everybody knows. She goes to those restaurants, she buys that type of food, she talks about it, she lives that type of lifestyle. It's part of her identity now. It's who she is. So you need to adopt that same type of mindset and the same type of behavior. You have to demand that respect, take up that space, be okay with letting people know that about yourself so that accommodations or whatever can be made for you. Now, are people always going to make accommodations for you? No, right? It's not always going to happen, but I want you to think, are you okay with making your wishes, your wants, your desires known, demanding that respect? Are you okay with that? Are you okay with telling somebody no to that drink that they want to give you? Are you okay with telling somebody that, no, I really don't want that pizza. I'd rather if we have something else. If you're not okay with that, then more than likely you're in your past, in other parts of your life, you've not been okay with demanding things that have nothing to do with your health, nothing to do with food or activities, with how people treat you. You've probably let people walk all over you in other parts of your life. And that plays a huge part in why it shows up in a lot of people's health issues. I feel like I'm going to sneeze like any minute. Oh, bless me. Whew. So more than likely, that's probably showing up in your health and why you have health issues, because you're just going along with the flow of what everybody else wants. And now you're stuck 10, 15, 20 pounds overweight, you have high blood pressure, you've got health problems, or maybe you're engaging in behaviors that you know are not healthy, that you don't really like, but you don't want to ruffle any feathers and you don't want to tell anybody no or feel like an inconvenience, or you don't want anybody to make special accommodations for you. Girl, have somebody make some accommodations for you. Take up that space, demand that respect. You teach people how to treat you, right? You've heard that saying before, and it's absolutely true. If you don't feel like you can stand up for yourself and make your wishes and your wants known, then people are going to walk all over you in so many areas of your life. Again, this is probably showing up in all other areas of your life, and you just probably have not picked up on it until now. That's why I'm making this video. So your environment plays such a huge part of this. Again, we were talking about who you surround yourself with, the activities, the people, and you absolutely choose who you hang out with. those people in your life, you absolutely choose that. You choose where you go and what you do. Nobody else forces you to do any of that. You are willingly engaging in those types of behaviors. And if you might say, well, Dr. Alex, my family is it's my family, and it's these people, and I can't get away from my family. I totally understand that. I deal with family as well. But you teach people how to treat you. Are you allowing them to influence your behaviors, your decisions, your wishes, your wants? Or are you demanding that space? Again, are you demanding that respect? Are you letting people know that you are no longer going to tolerate X, Y, and Z? Are you letting people know what you're doing with your life? Now, do you got to let everybody know your business, right? Do you have to let everybody know that? No, you don't. But you should be extremely comfortable with saying no. You should be absolutely comfortable with saying, no, I don't want that. I don't want to do that. This is not the way that this is going to happen. You have every right to say that. And again, if you don't feel comfortable saying that to people, then more than likely you're allowing people, you're doing that in other parts of your life with other things, with people. You're letting them influence you, and you're letting them just walk all over you. You absolutely are. And those people closest to us can sometimes be the worst about this, and those can be the most difficult. But again, acting as if, really stepping into that role, becoming that version of that person, that there is no question, right? If you were to go to a gym, and this is an example that I used with one of my clients, if you were to go to a gym or a CrossFit or wherever, I'm using an extreme example here, but it will make sense. You go to a gym, CrossFit, someplace, there's nobody there going to be asking you if you want pizza and you want to go get some ice cream and you want to eat this and let's skip our workout today. We're tired. Let's just skip our workout. Let's go do this. There's not people out there like that at the CrossFit gym. That kind of, the community that they created, the environment, those type of people, that's not how they roll. So you have to think about the type of people that you're hanging out with. That do they want to be active with you? Do they want to go on walks with you? Or are they going to criticize you and judge you and make you feel bad? That's what I mean about environment and the power of the people that are around you. And so many people in business and career and education and personal development, they will all tell you that same thing when it comes to your career, when it comes to your business, about being successful, is making sure that you're surrounding yourself with people that will push you like that. And it's the same thing with your health. Who are you choosing to spend your time with? What influences are you allowing into your life, into your brain, into your heart to influence you? Are there people telling you, oh, girl, just skip that workout. Oh, just eat this. Let's go here. I don't want to do that. Let's do this. And then you're just going along with it. That's how you get off of your direction of where you want to go, of where you see yourself. Again, acting as if, that frequency, that higher level of yourself, the one that loves and honors, respects herself, that wants to be successful, that is saving her life, always keeping that in mind. And if there's people that aren't not aligned with that and don't respect your decision to do that, then you got to fucking get rid of them. You absolutely have to. You cannot, again, live in that duality, in those two frequencies. You absolutely cannot. It's too stressful. It's exhausting trying to do that shit. You cannot last. It's not sustainable. Again, I always talk about things that are long-term and sustainable. It's not sustainable to be in that type of relationship at all. And I think, what do I want to end this with? Let's talk about body positivity versus something else. And this can be a really controversial topic right here. But this is another thing that I'm seeing, and another thing that I love talking about. Because even when I was way heavier, when I was like 75 pounds more than I am now, I was always very body positive, right? But body positive is different than being sick and unhealthy, chronically ill. Those are two different things. And I think sometimes in our social media and in everything that we have now, that these two things get kind of skewed or blended together, when in reality, they're very two different things. I think you can be body positive, right, at any size, no matter what. To fucking love yourself is amazing. That's what being body positive is. Who you are in your body, you love yourself. Okay, that's one thing. But to be promoting a certain look, or to be saying that, people who want you to lose weight, or if you want to lose weight means that you don't love yourself and how you look and who you are. No. There are so many people that are very sick, like how I was very sick, pre-diabetic, multiple medications, heart failure, knee problems, autoimmune skin issues, asthma, like joint problems. Like that shit is real. That shit is so real. And I had made a TikTok video about that, showing a picture of me before, when I was extremely unhealthy and sick. And somebody commented, well, how can you talk about yourself and blah blah blah? And I'm like, because that shit's real. Like that was me. Like I'm not in denial. Like that was me. Every single thing I said about myself was true. I never said that I didn't love myself. I never said that I hated myself or anything like that. I just laid out the facts of the situation, that I was very sick, that I was killing myself with food, with lack of activity, with the behaviors that I was engaging in. I totally was doing that. And my body was showing it. My body was proof of what I was doing. So there's nothing. I was not in denial about it. And that's why I shared that. Really, I was very vulnerable. I showed that. And that's why I make these videos too, because being body positive, right? Loving yourself is very different than continuing to destroy and punish your body with food and with behaviors. And sometimes social media, again, and a lot of that out there is promoting that type of behavior, when in reality it's very detrimental to people. So it's very different. Body positivity is very different from being very ill, chronically sick, having different types of diseases, having health problems, chronic health problems that are going to catch up to you, that are going to kill you one day. I'm not even exaggerating any of that shit. All these complications from those things will eventually catch up to you, and they will kill you unless you take some steps to reverse that. And I think going to reverse that and taking action, and again, stepping into who you are and demanding that respect and taking up that space, that is the ultimate form of self-love right there. That absolutely is. So I want to encourage you, don't let it be a secret if you are wanting to take control of your health and save your life. Don't let it be a secret. You don't got to let everybody know all your business. You absolutely don't. I share a little bit more about myself because I choose to. You absolutely don't have to. But what I want you to take away from today's episode is not to feel like you have to keep it a secret, like you have to lie, like you have to cover it up, like you have to make excuses, like you are going to fear judgment from other people. Because if somebody does truly love you and truly care about you, they will honor your decisions. They will honor your choices. They will support you in what you're doing. And that is the best type of relationship, best type of people, best type of environment to create for yourself. That is a frequency that is going to allow you to sustain this type of behavior, this type of lifestyle for the long term, to really help you save your life. And I'm a big believer in bringing people with you in community and sharing what you have going on, because we all can help one another get through this. So that is today's episode of In Your Business with Dr. Alex. Again, if you had any great aha or insight from this video, send me a message, send me an email, send me a DM, and let me know, what was your big aha from today's episode. I'd love to hear it and talk more about it. So, like I always say, for a balanced life, just add spice. We'll catch you in the next episode.